Very good morning to you. Welcome to it, man. Of course, this is the month of March, and the month of March is the Human Rights Month, and of course, it is the 11th of March. Very interesting to have started this month of March with so many things happening. I mean, it's a human rights. I say that with it's a human rights month, but all the human rights violations are happening in this month of March. Can you believe it? I mean, we're in the middle of a war that could definitely impact us. And of course, we'll talk about that a little bit later on with my friend, my brother. How are you doing, Mr. Ronaldo Cortez? How are you doing, brother?
Man, first of all, it's good to see you.
So good to see you.
Good to see y'all. Lady Ferosa in the house, the ladies. I'm good, man.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week. The war, I cannot lie and say that it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Not so much the conflict between boys with toys, but the impact on the people who are not a part of that noise. You know, they're not in that conversation. They're just suffering the outpouring of the anger between these two and multiple men who represent countries.
Absolutely, man. It's just been it's been tiring, but we'll talk more about that. And other than that, you have just showed me something very interesting. Interesting bottle of liquor there, my brother.
Yeah, ironically.
Very interesting.
So I've been working on a concept for a whiskey.
Yes.
So we're working on positioning and production.
Yeah.
No.
Beautiful stuff, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks, my brother. So you've had a productive week.
It's been boots to the plow.
Yeah.
Plow to the mud.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I think that's the key, with anything you want to see come to fruition.
Yeah.
You must isolate, you must separate, and degradate your degradations.
Oh, yes. That's big English, bro.
Yes.
Wait, say that again.
You must isolate, separate, and degradate your degradations.
God damn, bro. I don't even know what it means. No one does. But no, I'm kidding.
In other words, the things that are problems, we must
separate.
Disrespect those problems. In other words, address them, deal with them, and remove them so that they become solutions.
Yeah. Wow, man. This is basically turning your negatives into positives, your weaknesses into strengths.
All day long.
Yeah, man. I've had an interesting week as well. So much happening in the world of politics. And yeah, man. This Thursday, council meeting will be sitting. And of course, it is to discuss very important issues. And it's the midterm budget readjustment. It is that time to readjust the budget. In the beginning of the financial year, they have all these goals to say, we are going to have this much money. We're going to collect so much money.
Man.
And then along the way, they realize that what they are collecting, what they are charging the residents is not exactly what it's, what they projected.
Yep.
And the reality comes in, and now they have to readjust the budget.
They cut fat.
They cut the fat. They're like, what don't we need? What do we need to replace? So that's going to be happening this Thursday. The Joburg Council, look out for it. And of course, if you're a resident, be on a lookout for specifically that. And also, there's a IDP coming up, and the IDP is the Integrated Development Plans. This is where you get to attend some public meetings to come and address your issues. To say, in our street, we don't have speed humps. The cars are flying down, councillor. There's water burst pipes. Whatever the issues are that are in your community, this is your time as a resident to participate in all of that. And also, just my last notice, I'm not a government official. No, I'm kidding, I am. I'm just making these announcements so that people know what's happening. And of course, it is that time for you to register to vote. And of course, that the elections are coming up. And if you are not registered to vote and you live in Johannesburg, let's say you live in South Africa and you're not registered to vote, then it's a problem. Like, people died so that we can have the right to vote today.
Absolutely.
And so this is going to be an opportunistic time for all residents to stand up and get out and register to vote. Make sure that your kids are registered to vote, and it's going to be happening on the 20th to the 21st of June 2026, and this is a notice by the IEC. So so much to look forward to, man.
It's a lot of busy.
It's going to be a lot to talk about, bro.
Sure.
Local government elections, and we're going to be inviting various politicians to come and speak to us. Crossing fingers that the mayor of Johannesburg is going to join us next week, Wednesday. And should he come through, we'll speak to him about the issues that you face as residents of Johannesburg. And please do make sure that you comment on our pages and download the Bogart Radio app and engage with us about what is it that you'd like to see from your politicians. And we want to invite them to come and account to you as residents of Johannesburg. So that's on my side, brother. So let's turn the page to you, because you're ready to take us through fashion, flow, and entertainment.
Yeah, the fashion flow, man. It's a funny topic today. It's an important one.
Okay.
Let me jump right in. YOU.
YOU.
Your own understanding of self-care. Fashion, flow, and entertainment news. With myself, Ronaldo Cortez at the Gentleman's Club. Good morning and welcome to Fashion, Flow, and Entertainment News with me. You. Most important part of your everyday. First person outside of your interpersonal time is you. Your own understanding of self-care. Self-care today is not just about luxury or taking time off. Real self-care is about how you manage your daily life, your mindset, your discipline, and how you present yourself to the world. The way you dress, carry yourself, and show up each day influences confidence and opportunity. A clean look, a sharp outfit, and a strong posture are small acts that reflect self-respect and clarity. In South Africa, for instance, fashion, the hot things that are happening now is sustainable streetwear, upcycled garments, and retro-inspiring tailoring. Designers are blending thrift culture with modern design, turning recycled materials into bold fashion statements. And this movement is also creating microeconomies where young entrepreneurs can build brands from limited resource. Globally, fashion is being shaped by tech-integrated clothing, gender-fluid designs, and direct-to-consumer brands using social media to sell directly to audiences. Let me repeat that one. Using social media to sell directly to audiences. Digital fashion and virtual styling are also gaining momentum as AI and online platforms transform the way people shop and experience style. On the entertainment side, South Africa continues to dominate with Amapiano and Afro House music reaching international audiences. Local artists are collaborating globally, and streaming platforms are helping South Africa talent reach new markets. Film and television production in Johannesburg and Cape Town also remain strong as international studios continue filming in the country. Globally, entertainment is expanding through digital concerts, streaming releases, and cross-border collaborations, especially as the world adapts to the ongoing political tensions and economic pressures. Even as war and global conflicts affect industries and supply chains, creativity continues to thrive. But many people are also fighting a quieter battle, the personal war within. The pressure to succeed, to survive financially, and to build a future can be overwhelming. That's where you, YOU, your own understanding of self-care becomes very important. Self-care means protecting your peace, staying focused, and investing in your growth. It means finding balance between ambition and well-being while continuing to move forward. Fashion gives us identity. Entertainment gives us inspiration. Self-care gives us strength to keep going. This has been Fashion Flow and Entertainment News with myself, Ronaldo Cortez, for the Gentleman's Club. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Needless to say that in the midst of all this negativity, there's still some positives around what's possible for young people. In particular, if you look at Africa and everything else you've said, that there's massive opportunities for us to collaborate with internationals. There's so many more opportunities to collaborate in music and as well as fashion. And it's been interesting to see how the new fashion trends that have hit the streets are looking like. Like young people are different these days, man.
And they're popping outside like all week. Every week it's a new thing happening, man.
Yo.
It's amazing.
I'm seeing youngsters are wearing. There was a time people used to be in skinny jeans. Now the young ones are wearing big jeans, like balloon jeans.
Hey, it's nice, man.
I saw this lady. What's her name? She's a rapper. What's her name?
I almost said Missy Elliott.
What's her name? She was Nadia Nakai. Her name is Nadia Nakai. She's one of the baddest rappers. I've got lots of respect for her in that genre. She was wearing these big jeans, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, two people can fit in
I'm
there.
telling you.
The waist is this small, but the jeans are like 4 people can fit into the legs of those jeans.
You know what I think of? Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas from, what is this? Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
So you got to see the Oompa Loompas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they were these characters, but they had these really big clothes. You see, so fashion imitates art. Art often comes from visual perspectives that come through films of the past.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yes. Makes sense. Yeah. We are what we consume, isn't it? We consume a lot of media stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Like people read less and they consume more media.
It's almost, you wake up, hopefully you breathe and do your time with your creator and think about your day, go to use the loo, and then you on that phone strolling.
Yeah. Yeah, others before they go to the loo or even speak to the creator, they are like, let me just see what are the messages that came in last night before.
And it's ridiculous. And they keep, the messages don't stop.
It's just don't stop. And people just consume. When you're on your way to work, you're consuming billboards on your way to work. It's like you just like information overload.
Yo.
So it's kind of crazy, man. Thank you so much, my brother, for that feature. Yes. We appreciate that. All right, bro. So we got to turn the page now to what's happening in the world because it impacts us as South Africans, whether we like it or not. But there's some interesting news that is happening in Iran because, you know, I mean, I've been following this. I'm sure all of us have been following what's happening in Iran in this war. And it's been something to see that the Iranians are not backing down. Like, you know, when you see a high school bully, right? You see a guy like Trump. Ordinarily, you'd be scared of him because, you know, he's got money, he's big. You'd be scared of that guy. And he's got access. I mean, Trump was flexing about how much military weapons the U.S. has, like how much power we have and how many people we can take out. I mean, they were just like boasting about how much power they have. And only to find that a little small place called Iran, that most of us didn't know much about Iran. I mean, I think all we knew about Iran is that it's an Islamic state, but we don't know that before there were the previous leader who was recently killed, that it was a liberal country. Like, women used to wear short skirts.
Yes, they did.
People, it was like a Havana, like in Cuba, where people used to be, you know, like embracing the 70s. You know how the 70s look was those flowery shirts and ball-bottom pants. Yeah,
that's us.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I was born in the 70s, but I didn't quite experience the fashion like I wish I could have, you know. So it's just so interesting to see that Iran is not backing down. And just here's a quick update from our brother Dylan, who tells us that Iran has just now selected a new leader who's going to take over from his father. So let's talk about him after this, and please take a listen to what's happening. What's the latest in Iran?
Oh boy, Iran have officially announced their new leader, and things are about to get interesting. Not only because the US strikes killed his father, the former supreme leader, but also his wife, his mother, and his sister. The revenge arc is about to go crazy. But on top of that, this guy is mysterious as hell. Hardly anyone knows much about him. In fact, reports state that many Iranians themselves don't even know what he sounds like. His name is Mushtaba Khamenei. He's the second oldest son of Iran's former leader. He's 56 years old. He avoids the public, keeps a low profile. He's never done a public speech or interview. He was in the military during the Iraq-Iran. Oh boy, Iran have officially...
All right, man. So we do have the new leader of Iran, and of course he has taken over his father. And quite interesting, my brother, that when his father was brutally killed, there was a flag that was set up, and they set it up, and this was like a revenge flag that they set up. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, no one knows at this stage. We didn't think that this was going to take, it would be in its 12th day, this war. Because we thought we believed Trump when he said that they would just get in and get out. And that wasn't going to be taking so much longer. But here we are now that we are now in day 12 of this war. And we found out that America has actually lost a lot more weapons. Now, all the beautiful, fancy gadgets, like all these big interceptors, were taken out. And now it's like, I don't know how America is going to proceed going forward. And now they're asking Ukraine. How do you go and ask Ukraine for help when you're America and embarrass the president at the White House? So I don't know. What is your take, my brother?
Well, let me just remove the antics of the chaos in the war and look at basic family argument.
Okay.
Iran, Israel, and then the new culture, America.
Yeah.
You're looking at, idealistically, the Ottoman Empire in Rome. A war that has never ended. The other part is that these men do not represent righteousness on any side. I don't agree with either of the three of these particular men. They technically should have put on gloves and went in bare-knuckled in the ring.
I agree.
Why put a whole world at your expense and dispense? Because you're too weak to face each other as men behind closed doors and deal with your issues. Cowards. Period.
I think with the Epstein files, we now know what these elderly men get up to.
All of them. All of them.
They are a naughty bunch of guys. They don't have time to punch each other. So they can call on nuclear bombs and just say, we are going to start a war.
Real tough guys, man. Clowns, honestly. I personally, politically, I won't speak in direct say of why or what, because we don't know what comes across the political desks. You know, the general public doesn't. They're very ignorant to the truth.
Yeah.
So behind closed doors, we don't know. So I can't sit here and say I know why these things are occurring. This war with Iran has been a plan, and the fight from Iran has been a plan for decades. It's not new.
It's not.
Again, innocent lives are being wiped out for the selfish, ambitious greed of weak little men who don't have the heart or the manhood to look inside of themselves or either face each other and address their personal issue. We already know Trump is close to kicking the ticker at his age. He ain't got long. Netanyahu either. And they've already taken out one man. These are old-ass grumpy men, man. And it's unfortunate. It's horrible what they are doing. They don't care because it's when you have money, you think that you live forever. You know, you're not. You're going to pay for what you're doing.
Is Trump doing these things in an instruction from the people that gave him the money for his campaign? Because apparently he thanked the lady who gave him $200,000, $200 million.
You know, I will look at Trump and I will say this. Let me speak to the fundamentals of his activity that he's shown as proof of who and what he is. He comes from a racist clan family background. Criminals, rapists, and monsters and thieves. They've ripped and stolen Native American lands in my country. They've bought and sold men and women in the system of slavery. they've influxed their pockets with wealth from the Jim Crow system. So this is what that entity called Trump really is. Not to mention all of the things in the Epstein. I'm not in the files. I don't really know if the man did it, but
Hey man, thank God I'm not in the files either.
It's a lot of activity. I mean, you know, anybody else would have been shot outside in the street for that, what he's accused of doing.
That's so true.
So then when you say, as a leader, you have the power to manipulate and control outcomes, right? And then you control the legal system that produces the facts. I'm not talking about ideas or beliefs. I'm talking about facts. Why did you hide the files, man? And Biden as well. Why did you hide the files? So I don't get, they're not, again, old, grumpy, greedy, swollen, puffed up men.
I think with Trump, obviously, I mean, with Biden, is because Clinton was in there. Both Clintons and some of the Republicans, I mean, the Democrats, some of them were enjoying the gravy. It seems like Obama is the only one whose name is not mentioned in there.
Yeah, you're noticing that, right? But, you know, Trump throws him in there every time. Obama.
Yeah. I mean, if Obama was in those files, I think we would have known about it from Trump. He would have made a lot of noise about it.
They probably would have tried to kill Obama if he was in those files already. Because, you know, that's what they do with black men in America. When you have a voice like that and you get seen as, they take you out. I can't be dishonest about that.
Yeah.
America has a history of killing black men and women who have a voice of power. Look at Dr. King, Malcolm X. I must go through the list. The women.
True.
You see? So America is this animal in its soul that has created and perpetuated this puffed up illness that is now spreading across humanity. Trump is just a zit that sits on the inner skin or the outer skin of an inner infection.
Damn.
He's not the infection. He's just the outpouring of the infection.
God.
The infection is rooted in the fabric of America. America must deal with her wickedness and what she has done to a people who are Africans and a people who are indigenous Americans, and not try to sweep it up and make it, oh, well, that was then, this is now. It's still now. Because now you're attacking brown-skinned folks in Iran and brown-skinned folks in Palestine. And I'm not up against the Palestinian or the Israeli war. I understand. I understand. But I look at another angle, you see, because the origin of mankind is Africa, right here at the south of Africa.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the north of Africa if you flip the map. So we must look at the history of how things transpired, how it got to this table. These men are just greedy men who want to collect the spoils. They're no different than, you know, the monsters Hitler and, you know, what is this guy? Was it Nero? There's so many. You know, there's so many monster men.
Is it because of power?
Yes.
So just they were okay until they got power, and some of them can handle it. Some of them just don't seem to. It goes over to their heads, or is it the influence? People that are whispering into their ears, because it sounds like Trump. Even if you look at the press briefings, Trump doesn't have a straight answer for anything because he relies on third-party information. He doesn't know. So somebody whispers to him.
Yeah, he's a master magician. Okay, this guy's been lying his whole life.
Yeah.
If you just track the record, I mean, he's an oil can sales slick man. You know, he'd sell doo-doo to a toilet, okay, and tell you that it was sugar. Okay,
Yeah.
this is who he is.
Yeah.
Funny, they were in Prohibition. They were dealing with alcohol, bootlegging, and land theft. So this is his history. Now, if that's the way you were fundamentally taught, in your mind, what you're doing is it's what you know. You don't know right because you haven't had an awakening yet. You know, but he's coming to a time of awakening. And look at Iran. Again, you go into their country for whatever reason, and then you kill people that are the fathers of their nation. Even if you don't agree with what's happening in my house, who are you to come into my house and kill me and say you want to run my house? So there's a problem in that behavior. And America must not be afraid of Trump. They must address his corruption, because now you have put a whole world that was in peace in chaos. What does the look like? Bringing the world back to a table of communication, harmony, and balance. Now, I'll take it to another place. I don't jump into the religious argument because religions create wars.
Sure.
I will just deal with the heart of men and women. In your heart, if you are wicked and your passion and lust is for things that cause suffering and hurt on the earth, you are a very poisoned brother or sister.
Mm.
And everything you do is going to be a testimony of that spirit and soul, which is darkness, a darkness that we've come to now start to see. What is it like to be a mother and father or a child walking through the streets and a bomb drops and hits Israel, or a bomb drops and hits the people in Palestine, or a bomb drops and hits the people in Iran? They didn't have anything to do with this. They just want to have a good life, and they want to wake up every day and love and be loved. Why in the hell is this occurring?
It doesn't make sense. This is a war of choice.
And now you've killed this man's father and his mother and his siblings, and you think he's going to sit at the table and want to be your friend. He wants to die chasing you and everything that supports him. But if a man had come into my home and killed my family and told me that I'm going to put somebody in your house to be your dad.
Imagine.
Come on, man.
Yo.
Make it make sense.
And then after that you say, no, let's have a chat. Let's negotiate. Let's have a peace talk.
It will never be peace with them.
It'll never be peace. Not after he's
not while he's in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe a peace will come from someone else.
Yeah.
Because peace will come. Let's not be mistaken. This isn't the first war of chaos, and in any war, everybody's on limit. There's no one off limit.
Yeah.
You on. We can everyone's collateral damage, right?
Absolutely.
But at what expense does human life matter?
Very true. Very true. So the big question in South Africa's minds is how is this going to affect us? How is this going to impact us? Because it's happening all the way up there, and it sounds like it's far. Remember when COVID first came out, and people were like, "Yeah, but at least it's in China," and then voila.
Yeah.
It didn't even take long. We were all just like,
COVID, man.
Shut down. We were like all just prisoners to our homes for like almost 2 years. I mean, which
doesn't
was crazy.
it look like it was a practice run, a scrimmage game for something that's starting to evolve now?
Well, I mean, I think if you follow the Epstein files, you can see that Jeffrey Epstein cooked the COVID issue. There were emails back and forth between him, and he used to love bringing scientists together, because that's what these billionaires do. They fund education and they fund research so that it gives them the outcome that favors them.
My goodness.
So
who was he sending emails to?
He was sending emails between him and Bill.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, and there were emails there, something around creating a health scare or a havoc in the world,
and no one addressing this.
And population control. But a lot of these things were, if you follow the dots and if you follow the line, even one of these the World Economic Forums, I think it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, there was one of the leaders at the time raised concerns about population control, and it was not long after that COVID hit us. It's just that we don't listen when there is big discussions such as the World Economic Forum. Like, sure. We're not interested in it.
We don't want to.
So when economic power is being discussed in Davos, to say what is the new world order is going to look like, what is going to look like is being spoken there. The problem is that none of us read and follow what is being discussed.
This is true.
Things like 5G, fast internet speed, the impact of it. Things like what AI is going to do on our water, causing drought. And with all this war, it needs energy to keep alive. It needs power.
Yeah.
It needs oil. It needs to burn so that it can, and it needs to be cooled down. Now, this is just the crazy part.
It's like a new nuclear weapon.
Yeah. You need to burn something in order for these AIs to function.
Yeah.
And then you need to cool it, and you need water to cool it. So, like, it's just insane. So, but I want you to listen to this interesting interview, because we're on day 12, and most people just don't know what is the possible worst outcome that can come out of this war. Like, we're not talking about what is the worst case scenario.
The worst outcome is they drop the nuclear bomb because they're not afraid to die. They do a Hiroshima. That's the worst. And if they pull that ticket, we're going to see absolute carnage.
Which is crazy.
And, yeah.
So I want us to take a moment and just listen to this, this conversation about what are the possible outcomes. Remember, we had a global economic meltdown in 2008.
Yes.
The stock market crash.
Yes.
All those things were coordinated.
Yes.
And is this war also coordinated? You want everything to crash and burn because those with resources will buy up everything. So are we possibly going to get the time where everybody's up against all these billionaires? And by the way, there was a report that came out yesterday in Forbes that said that there are now 339 new dollar billionaires. Beyonce is one of them.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
Yeah. Interesting times, man. All right, let's take a listen to this particular conversation. And feel free to join in. Let us know your comments on our social media. And, of course, you can do that on the Bogart Radio app. And comment, tell us what you think about this war and what do you think are the possible outcomes that are going to happen during this war. And how is it going to affect us? You know, how is it going to affect you? If you stay in Orange Farm, you're thinking, I'm in the far south. I'm far away from the north, anything that's happening up there. But, how is it going to impact you? So we'll talk about that. We want to hear from South Africans also how you feel about this war. All right, let's take a listen to this.
You say that we're not even in a nightmare scenario yet. What is a nightmare scenario from here?
A nightmare scenario would be that the Strait of Hormuz remains more or less closed, that there is really damage to these incredibly important facilities along the Gulf Coast, and that you have an extended outage. And at that point, you have not only prices going higher, this is part of the nightmare, you have financial markets hit. We saw some sense of that over the last few days. And of course, the world plummeting into an economic recession. That's the nightmare scenario that has people, and I think that's what the IMF is referring to, if this goes on for a long period of time.
So there you have it, brother. What do you make of that?
I like the game chess. And it looks to me that this is a game of strategy chess and distractions.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know what the hell that territory is and never heard of it until now. The general public is in the dark. I don't want to call them ignorant, just less knowledgeable about the realities of what's happening. His view is very real, but it seems he has a good deal of knowledge on that potential view, which tells me that in the circles that he may be sitting in is something that's being discussed. And it's been discussed. Because people just don't, at that level, they just don't wake up and go and say, let me just drop a bomb in Iran. There's long discussions about this, or vice versa. So I can go to Dubai, and they're even tagging Dubai and Kuwait. And, when Dubai started, it was a dirt heap.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Alex and Santon. From that time, there was a vision, and now today, Dubai is at a high level, right? Price points are very high. Let's go look at Palestine. Palestine was a living community. They got along together. The sons of Ibrahim, families working together, Muslim and Jew. And now they tear up Palestine territory. It's a dirt heap. Reminds me of Dubai. Strategy now, Trump's family, I think they own the largest real estate investment firm in Israel. They're buying up land. Why are you buying up land that's been demoed? If you're a construction worker, in order to build a new structure, You have to have a blueprint on why you want to demo, but then you go in and you demolition. You drop TNT and you bomb it down. You knock it down. Then you go recycle. Then you flatten and clear the land. And you start to build the foundation of what you want it to become.
Absolutely, man.
My goodness, man.
It's crazy, man. I just can't believe this is happening in our lifetime. I remember the last one was Iraq. And I remember the weapons of mass destruction from George W. Bush. Oh, it was all over the show. And then they leave Iraq in a mess. And they take all their soldiers and then they leave it in dire state. And then they want to appoint their own person to lead, you know. So we've seen this play out way too many times. So let's just hope there'll be a solution in sight. We can't see so many people just being unalived, man. It's incredible. It's crazy.
I just want the killing. I want them to stop killing innocent people, man.
Yeah.
You know, don't say the Muslim is the enemy. Don't say the Jewish person is the enemy. Don't say the Christian in America is the enemy. You're looking at the house of Ibrahim. The Muslim, the Jew, and the Christian. Men who are fighting over things that the people don't even know about. We must stop killing the family, man. China's not killing anybody. You see? Brazil, I mean, in their own countries, they have their issues, but they're not attacking other countries and fighting and shooting and murdering other countries. I mean, I'm sure they have their pipelines, and, you know, anyway, it's criminal elements. Everywhere has criminal element, but no.
Yeah. It was interesting to see yesterday President Ramaphosa, which was quite interesting. I mean, I posted about this to say that our president is the most powerful black man on the planet. And I was waiting to hear somebody say, no, he's not. And here is the person who is black, who's more powerful than Ramaphosa. And nobody has been able to show me who's more powerful than him.
My daddy.
Ah.
But he an ancestor.
He ain't here too. So it was interesting to see how President Ramaphosa got on a plane in the middle of this war. He went to Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral. This is after he had condemned Trump for the war before he left. And this is after all these allegations about white genocide. He still went to the US. He got in there. He addressed everyone together with him. And I saw how Obama also criticized Trump. And he left. He went to Brazil. He got to Brazil. And he criticized Trump once again. He called him to order and he asked for peace. Please. I don't know any other black president who's been able to face Trump and tell him, you are wrong.
He's not afraid. Remember, is he Zulu?
No, he's Venda.
But he's Bantu.
He's
Bantu tribe.
Well, he's from Limpopo tribe.
So all the tribes, they all, South Africa, they work together at different periods of points, different conversations.
We are all Bantus because we are black.
Yes. So he's a Bantu man from the origin point.
Yes.
In his soul, there's something more powerful than, you see? And he represents a whole people.
Yeah.
I think even here, it's time that the leadership groups sit down and work together.
Yeah.
And stop fighting. They need to visit with the royals and make peace and understand how we work together. In this argument between EFF and ANC, work together to heal the communities. Work together with Iran and Israel and America to heal the fight, stop the war, stop the killing. Like, I don't like this sickness that's hurting the people across the borders, né?
Absolutely, man.
There's no love here.
There's no love, man. My brother, it's 12 o'clock, and of course, at this point, we get on to the next power discussion in the next hour. I think this one is going to provoke a lot of people, man. It's going to upset a lot of people. I saw how I posted it and waited for response, and people were like, don't even talk about alcohol. Hey, South Africans love alcohol, eh?
They ain't the only one.
Hey, you'll upset them if you tell them they drink too much. So we'll talk about that in the next. We'll also go into how much South Africans are spending on alcohol every year, which is staggering.
Wow.
I mean, we can solve Eskom's problems. We can solve the Rand water problems, Joburg water problems, just with the money we spend on alcohol, which is insane. Like, no kid can go to bed hungry in South Africa.
True.
And I'm not even talking about other sin taxes that we waste money on, like gambling, cigarettes, drugs. I mean, you know.
Are these men-owned companies or women-run companies? It's just a question.
I don't know. We'll talk about that on the other side. All right. Just before we take this break, I want us to know what's coming on our side. And, of course, there's another possible petrol increase that's going to hit us at the end of this month. Now, this one is going to be a humongous one. a humdinger.
50 Rand increase, man.
Can you believe it?
It's coming.
It's going to be expensive to drive in Joburg.
People
or
must
just
walk.
in South Africa alone.
They must walk.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Let's take a listen to this, man.
8 Rand a litre. 8 Rand a litre is what they are predicting petrol will go up with next month. Guys, I'm a teacher. I can't afford that. How am I going to get to work? Bicycle, here I come. Can you afford 8 Rand a litre increase? Can you?
8 Rand a litre is a lot of money, man. So let's hope that, we'll find some peace, at least common sense among these elderly white men. And they just need to at least, get into the ring or something. Like, we need to do something with these guys because I think they are bored. They need some form of some interesting entertainment they can do, man,
Yeah.
Like, they need to, I was actually saying to someone, remember, I wasn't there, Stone Age times, we used to run away from animals. Like, a man's heart rate was always high. Like, when you leave the cave, you knew that you weren't going to make it back home.
It's a marathon.
Yeah. You're like, if I don't eat something, I'm going to be eaten.
Wow.
And your heart rate was always high. And your defense mechanisms was always high. So men stopped being like, we stopped being more like, high adrenaline and like defense-wise,
Yeah.
You even know there's a couple of guys that can't even do self-defense, which is even crazy. You're like,
hey, yeah, they do a good talk.
They talk.
I'll fight you.
Yeah.
I get you.
But you're like, let's see,
Look
man.
at this belly, man. This belly.
So it's all that frustration, And remember, in the early days, men used to do knuckle fights. Like, we used to fight. We used to beat each other up because then you sorted out your problems.
Yes.
You don't carry any baggage now.
No.
That guy, I had problems with him. He beat me, so I don't have problems with him anymore.
No, or you can go back for part 2.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
But now, because they never solved the problems physically, they want to take it to Twitter, they're going to bully you there, they're going to use their power, they're going to use other methods to do what they could have done.
If
Maybe
you must
by
fight,
knuckle
just bear up and go get it.
Yeah, because, why have war? Just have a boxing ring. Yeah, we could have solved all these problems.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's that time for Rabbie Wrote. He's standing by to give us what's happening in the world of news, especially what's happening worldwide and here in South Africa as well as here in Johannesburg. Let's take a listen.
Thank you, Uncle Zach, for the Gentleman's Club on Bogard Radio, bringing you the latest international, national, and City of Joburg headlines. This is Ditaba. My name is Rabbie Wrote. On international news, the war between US, Israel, and Iran has intensified following sustained military strikes and retaliation across the Middle East. US forces working alongside Israel have reportedly hit thousands of Iranian targets, including missile infrastructure and naval assets. Iran has responded with missile and drone attacks targeting US and allied interests in the region, while leaders in Tehran insist they will not surrender despite mounting pressure. Meanwhile, oil markets and global politics are feeling the pressure. Rising oil prices and fears of disruption in the Strait Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping routes, have sparked concern about economic fallout worldwide. In Washington, President Donald Trump has defended the military campaign, warning that Iran would face severe consequences if it escalates further. Iranian officials have also responded with harsh rhetoric, highlighting just how volatile the situation has become. And in a moment that's been circulating widely, Trump was asked who advised him that Iran would attack the United States.
The situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me, Marco, so involved, that I thought that they were going to attack us. I thought they would, if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us. And
the remarks underline how closely the White House is leaning on senior political and security advisors as the conflict unfolds. On national news, where testimony on the Madlanga Commission continues to shed light on alleged corruption, evidence leaders at the commission say businessman Suleiman Karim and Hangwani Maumela appear to have played key roles in funding activities connected to controversial businessman Vusmuzi Ket Matlala. Maumela has previously been implicated in the massive corruption investigation around procurement at Tembisa Hospital, where billions of rand in contracts are under scrutiny. At the center of the latest testimony are payments that were transferred from Karim's company, Tasmika Construction, to the emergency service company Medicare 24. But Karim says he never authorized those payments. In fact, he told the commission he only became aware of the transactions as he had been informed.
But does anyone have authority to issue the instruction? On behalf of Tasmika, you will pay 1 million.
Only I issue instructions.
Only you. So anybody who made this payment or these two payments without your knowledge was misappropriating money from Tasmika's account.
I'm now made aware of that, Council.
So, one good thing to come out of this commission for you is that you've been alerted to the fact that people have stolen 2.12 million from you.
I just had that discussion with my council now. I'd like to thank the commission for that.
Karim told the inquiry he appreciated the commission bringing the missing funds to his attention. However, investigators are continuing to examine whether the payments form part of a broader network of financial dealings linked to the controversial hospital tenders. The hearings are expected to continue, unpacking how money flowed between businessmen, contractors, and service providers tied to the scandal. And finally, on local news, police are investigating a troubling case involving the ownership of several municipal properties in Johannesburg. Authorities say a number of City of Johannesburg buildings appear to have been transferred into private hands, raising questions about how public assets may have been moved out of municipal control. Investigators are now trying to determine whether the transfers were legitimate administrative processes, clerical errors, or something more serious. The probe comes amid broader concerns about governance and asset management within the city, where officials are under pressure to safeguard public property and ensure transparency. For residents, the issue cuts close to home. Buildings meant to serve the public, from office to infrastructure, could potentially have ended under private ownership without proper oversight. Police say the investigation is ongoing and more details are expected as authorities examine documentation and ownership records. For the Gentleman's Club on Bogart Radio, this has been your world, your nation, and your city. My name is Rabbie Wrote. Uncle Zach, back to you in studio.
Thank you very, very much for that in-depth news headlines and informing us with what is happening around the world and here in South Africa. Very interesting news updates indeed. Thank you very much. And of course, the bulk of it, we spoke about it, what's happening in Iran. And thank you very, very much, Mr. Rabbie Wrote. All right, my brother, man. It's so much happening. I mean, Madlanga Commission, that's another interesting story there about money just disappearing from these greedy people that do business with the state. And I mean, I remember the other day I was asking someone and I said to them, so here's the thing, is that the government says we want to empower black people. It comes up with policies that says we want to level the playing field, because if you look at a black child and a white child and an Indian child and a colored child, they don't have an equal footing when they start. And to do something to address those challenges, come up with policies that are going to help. I mean, there have been many. There have been things like affirmative action that allows for companies to actually start picking the best skilled blacks within companies and promote them. And they must be intentional about it, because in the past, black people were not earning the same like white people. They were not earning, getting even the benefits the same like their black or white counterparts in their business. So things like those policies were forcing. And then you get people who, they get given this wonderful opportunity by government to say, here's a tender, build a bridge, build a school, build a what. The guy takes 100% of that money and he blows it on giving people deals or whatever deals he made with them. And then he's left with maybe $1 million to now build a facility. I mean, we've seen tons and tons of this. And I mean, what's happening in the Madlanga Commission, it's exactly that. It's all these billionaires, millionaires who took advantage of a government that opened opportunities for blacks, coloreds and Indians. And then they went in there and they started just pillaging the state.
They're looting
like you can't believe. I mean, some comrades, I remember seeing them the other day and I was like, don't you feel bad driving a Maserati, knowing very well that you did not finish that project there and there and there, but you want to come around here and you want to floss your newfound wealth, knowing very well that it was money that was stolen. So what we're seeing at the Madlanga Commission and what the cops have done to just sell the state, it's just so sad to see. Very sad to see.
It's the same thing that's happening with this war.
Yeah.
Greedy men who want more toys for them and their boys.
Absolutely, man. All right, brother, man. I think let's turn to another lighter topic. I don't know if it's lighter.
I think it's even heavier.
All right. So I want, there's a gent who's going to set the tone. So we were meant to have our guest today, and his name is Sipho as well. And Sipho could not come through. We were going to have a conversation with him now. And he is from a very interesting organization. So we'll bring him back again sometime. So we apologize for those who saw me posting it and sharing and saying this is what's going to happen on the show, and only to find that he's unable to come. And the message I got this morning was that Sipho was called by a minister to go and meet with the minister. It says, hi Sipho, minister called him for an urgent 10:30 a.m. meeting. He'll be taking a call from Soweto. I doubt he'll make it on time for 12 p.m. Can we postpone this interview? So we're not going to speak to him, and we're instead going to talk about an issue that actually breaks families apart. Breaks families, breaks societies apart. And I must tell you, there was a video I did with this youngster. It was probably about 4 years ago, and I was going to buy mogodu, which is tribe, at this place in Soweto, Kosirobeng. Those of you who know Soweto, Dobsonville very well. And I was with some friends at the time, and this boy walked up to us and he said, yo, uncles, can I rap for you? And we're like, okay. He's like, okay. And then he starts, it's like a poet rap. He talks about alcohol has destroyed my family.
Damn.
He goes deep, and he stays at a hostel. So a hostel is not far from where we were. He says, I have no father and mother today because of alcohol. When I was a child, something in that sense, that I have seen my father and my mother fighting. I've seen my community, which is the hostel. I've seen how men and women have behaved. And he was probably about 9 or 10 years old. And I remember that video must have hit over 900,000 views on my TikTok account. And it was shocking. Obviously, it didn't change anything in our society because, people, we carry on one headline after the other. But here's a gent who actually revived this sort of conversation. And when he did so, it set social media on fire. And basically, he's asking, have we as black people made alcohol our identity? Because often you'll hear guys, they'll say, hey, this weekend I was so drunk. I was so wasted. And then you're like sitting there thinking, God damn, is this something to be proud of?
Wow.
Like we're talking about, you would swear it's guys that went and set up a borehole in some village. There was no water. And now the people are getting, that's the amount of excitement people talk about alcohol. You think it's a life-changing thing. Meanwhile,
it is.
Of course,
No,
yeah, for the worse.
It depending on how you handle it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. All right, man, I want you to listen to this guy. And I mean, I found him to be very sober when he did this video. Excuse my pun. Yeah. All right, let's take a listen.
Please do me a favor and go research, or whenever you have time, just Google the DOP system. Yes, the DOP system. Just Google that, and come back and listen to this video. Or actually, don't go and Google. Let me just inform you. During apartheid, there was a system called the DOP system where farm workers were literally paid in alcohol. Now I think in day one, Bafetu, that wasn't generosity. That was a strategy. Especially Tinabotaki. Somewhere along the way, we started making alcohol our identity. We started making alcohol our personality. Every weekend, same thing over and over again. Who's drinking the most? Ubano pa ibhodlela oliphuzile bafethu ustems aveka pa ibhodlela le VSOP guphi. Oh my god, ishama istrophers i48 guphi. Bekumnandi ziwa yo khanda lami liyasinda. Ubano finish ibhodlela ubano lokhile izolo. Every weekend we talk about the same thing, do the same thing over and over again. We laugh about it like it's some sort of like badge of honor. But let me ask you something, Bafethu. When did being drunk become the most interesting thing about Abantu Abamnyama? When did it become the most interesting thing about us, especially young people? Because if we are being honest, a lot of our lives revolve around alcohol now. Birthdays, gyaphuzo. Stress, siyabudodloza. Celebration, baby shower, in siyabudodloza. Bakuphula inhliziyo in a relationship, siyabudodloza. Even when nothing is happening, still siyabudodloza. And you know what the scary part is? CBs are grooving. But nobody ever stops to ask Uguti, us being drunk as young black people, who benefits from all of that? Because while we are drunk every weekend, it's in us look at dollars, Tengo VSOP, Mahenesi, Astropes, weekend and weekend. Someone else is sober out there, calculating, building businesses, writing our policies that are going to change your future, and looting the country. While we are arguing and stabbing each other, shooting each other at Groove or taverns at 2 a.m., someone else is sober. Someone else is signing a contract worth $1 million, signing a contract to sell their land. Someone else is signing a contract to change your economic future. And we don't see it in a single Abamnyama. As in the alcohol didn't just appear by accident. As I said, the DOP system, where farm workers were paid with alcohol, that thing was embedded in our DNA. You know why they did that? That wasn't generosity, it was a strategy from Mamapula. Because a drunk man doesn't organize. A drunk community doesn't revolt. A drunk mind doesn't question power. So the system learned something really, really powerful. Our former oppressors really something really powerful. If you keep people intoxicated, or if you keep abantu badagiwe, then you keep them distracted. You can basically do anything to them. And vandaag in Jelivar, the system doesn't even have to focus or force it on us anymore. Tina, singabodaki. We do it. So I'll post a. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a drink once or twice. We glorify our hangovers. We laugh about the damage that alcohol is causing. But look around ekasi carefully bafethu. Look around utaki carefully bafethu. Young brothers, young girls with so much potential. Gone. Before 30. My fights are calling alcohol. Emma tavern are ending up with funerals. Families are broken. Please do me a favor and...
All right, man. There you have it. And of course, just to set the tone into our conversation, here's a brother who wanted to address a very sore topic. And of course, his videos hit 700,000 views on TikTok. And of course, lots and lots and lots of comments around this thing. And I mean, it's not to say that we're trying to shame anybody who drinks alcohol. I enjoy my alcohol too, brother. And I know you've got a bottle coming up soon, and I will enjoy your bottle.
Yes.
But I think it's just, and maybe just to also give context. I mean, my mother used to be a Shabin queen.
Wow.
You know what a Shabin queen is? Yeah. So my mom used to have a e-sport. So she used to sell alcohol.
She had an after-hour spot.
She had an after-hour spot.
And it helped pay bills.
But my mom used to make interesting type of alcohol. She used to make homemade alcohol.
Zulu beer.
It's called mbamba. Mbamba or pineapple beer, or it just depends how you make it.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me mom was a microbrewer?
My mother was a microbrewer.
Who didn't get the support to build.
Wait, hold on. I was also a microbrewer, bro.
You still are, bro.
Because I used to go buy the ingredients, bro.
So you know how to make brew.
I know how to make some fake alcohol.
We finna get all you need is process.
Not fake one, but original alcohol.
And that's how the fake ones became original. They structured the process.
Yeah.
They got rid of all the inadequacies and the problems, like wrong alcohol, people die.
Yeah.
And then they started to make a healthy product. Oh, so you have the blueprint.
I have the blueprint. Now, we used to use different types of ingredients to make it. Some people don't use the right ingredients, but my mom used to stick to the right ingredients, like yeast, pineapple.
All from the plants.
All from the plants. And then there was another one, tombomela. I don't even remember the name of it. But you mix all these things together with bread, right? And then you put it in a bucket. So we used to make them in 10-liter buckets, and then you cover it.
Yes.
And then overnight, it raises, it ferments, goes up to the top. Then the next day, my mom would be sitting there as a brewmaster, pouring from one cup to the other, and then she would put like a surf on top of the other bucket. So you empty the other one into the other one.
Yes.
And then you put like a cloth, like a surf.
Yeah.
And then all the ingredients, the stuff that's left over, gets thrown away. We used to call that Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah, that's what's left here. And we used to give that to the goats and the sheep.
So basically, you had a self-sustaining process that you took from the plants and went back to the plants.
Absolutely.
So now, Biru, historically,
yeah,
has never been the issue it is now.
No.
Now, and I think, okay, when we dive into this,
we'll dive into it. Now, here's the thing. My mother's alcohol was so potent.
She had that
It
ripple.
was worse than brandy. Let me tell you.
Damn.
So my mom had we used to have two different sizes we'd sell it in. We'd have a 1 liter, which is a scali, and then we'd have a 2 liter. Guess what we used to call it? A bomb.
Damn.
Regular bomb. Bomb is a 2 liter. Now let me tell you, once you've had 2 bombs in one day,
You bombed.
you are bombed. I used to
Boom! You're done, son.
So because we stayed in this back room, right, of a white person, so in a farm.
Damn.
So our gate was far, and then there was a fence that was like almost this size, and people had to walk there from the gate to the house.
You had instant traffic.
I don't know how many people I used to pick up because brothers fell on the fence.
Damn.
Clothes torn before they get to the gate.
They're trying to get naked out there. I'm on fire.
They stand up and they walk. So I've seen a lot of drunk people. A lot of drunk people as a kid. Like, I used to help so many of them. So many of them used to pee on themselves.
Yeah.
My dad was a serious alcoholic.
Yeah.
I used to pick up my dad. And this is how the apartheid system created these bars at the... They used to have these spots, or at every train station, there was a place where you can buy booze. So that when you get off from work...
You spent your work
Before
check.
you get on the train, you buying your alcohol, you get on the train. I used to fetch my dad at the Rodipot station after he had been drinking. And then I have to carry this guy to go into a train platform, go over the stairs, go to the platform where you must go on and wait for your train. And then he would be passed out. Imagine, I was like 12, 11, 9, round about those ages. I carried my dad a couple of times. Then we'd get on a train, and then he'd be passed out. And then we passed the station where we needed to get off, because we went all the way to Randfontein, where the train stops, the last stop of the station. I would ordinarily get there. And then we only paid to get off where we need to get off. Then I have to negotiate with security guards when we get to Randfontein. I have to say, but Buffet Lamon, chance. You can see this guy was passed out. I couldn't just get off and let him get off at Randfontein, you know?
Sure.
So, I mean, I've got a long history.
Let me share something
of
on that.
alcohol.
Hey, I just first want to say thank you for being your father's watcher.
Hey, man.
Because,
that guy,
you know, you probably are the best part of his existence as he had it. And that's a lot of times... we don't choose how our parents are, eh?
No.
But we do get to choose how we deal. So I'm proud of you. That was big move, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, let's get you a shout out for that one.
Oh,
bam, 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 bam.
All right, so I want to tell you about this thing, and this is why my mom liked to make alcohol. There was a system called the DOP system. You don't know about it, right?
I did some quick research.
Okay.
Damn.
So for those who don't understand how alcohol came into being into the black nation in South Africa, and maybe even coloreds, the DOP system was a historic exploitative labor practice in South Africa, particularly in the Western Cape wine industry, where employers paid farm workers with alcohol, which is cheap wine, instead of or in addition to wages. This originating from the 17th century, it created widespread alcoholism and social devastation, becoming a tool of control until being formally banned in 1990s. All right, so where does it originate from? It started by European settlers in the 1600s. It was used to induce labor among indigenous populations and slaves. So they must have done it everywhere they landed in Africa to colonize, and they gave our people at the time who were slaves alcohol. So the workers were given regular daily rations of cheap alcohol throughout the day. The system caused severe long-term social harm, including high alcoholism rates, family breakdown, and malnutrition. So in 1960, it was not strictly enforced until the post-apartheid era in 2003, when the new Liquor Act of South Africa explicitly banned it and explicitly outlawed paying workers with alcohol. Even though largely abolished, the legacy of the DOP system continues to impact public health in rural South African communities. And you, my brother, have got the latest for us in terms of what we spend on alcohol as a country.
South Africa spends approximately 150 billion rand to 152 billion rand annually.
That's crazy.
That's on the books. There's off the books too.
That's true.
Bootlegging.
Of course, people like my mom, who were informal sellers of alcohol,
and
they don't register.
They do it just to survive because they're not making enough money.
Mm.
You see?
Yeah.
152 million.
Billion.
Let's just go to billion. Even more so, wow. Averaging around 400 million to 414 million per day. Spending significantly spikes during the festive seasons, with daily expenditure exceeding Rand 1 billion in the days leading up to the New Year's Eve. Beer is the preferred choice, particularly among men, with South Africa ranking 5th highest globally for alcohol consumption among drinkers. Key alcohol spending data, 25-26 year. Annual total approximately 150 billion. Daily average, 414 million rand. Festive spike, 1 billion per day. Specific period spend, which is during certain intervals or certain holidays or certain time periods. 7.7 billion, which was spent between December the 25th of 2024 and the 1st of January 2025. Consumption rate, again, is 5th in the world.
That's crazy.
Now, I did some serious study quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the DOP system was the exact same system they used on the Native Americans in America?
They used it too there?
They used the same system.
That's crazy. But they did say it was the Europeans' master stroke.
It is the tool. And I'll take it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look into South Africa, and let me be clear, I am not saying don't have your alcohol, because it is an adult decision and choice. Be responsible with it. But if you're broken and you're drinking for reasons that are easing the pain, suffering, and pressure, you are a grandmaster student for the process of addiction. Because you're going to keep going back for the drug until you overdose yourself.
Absolutely. And let me also add this, that the majority of my mother's clients at the time, they were at some point middle-class guys who had fairly okay jobs, and then either by their own decisions lost their jobs, and they used to drink brandy, they used to drink beer, and then when they lost the jobs, they started drinking cheap alcohol, which is the homemade beer stuff. Then there's this one called chibuku. Chibuku is like it's also like a homemade, but it's in the box. It also looks like the traditional beer, but it's made by like a brewery and stuff, right? The chibukus in every single village, you'll find young guys sitting there drinking the stuff because they can no longer drink beer or buy expensive alcohol. So it's absolutely insane. Is that when you sort of fall from grace, you lose your job, you lose your income. If you were drinking hot stuff, expensive stuff, and you're still an alcoholic, chances are you downgrade your alcohol to cheap alcohol. Now, there was another alcohol thing that was running, especially in like low-lying areas. Like if you go to Krugersdorp, if you go to Roodepoort, they sell these cheap, like, I don't know if it's gin or what the heck is this thing. It looks like water. It's like small like this. They've gone on to produce alcohol for as cheap as 5 rand, 10 rand. And we want to go through our comments. And before we do that, here's a guy who also sort of interesting facts about what's happening in South Africa. And he's got a page called Cool Story Brew. And let's take a listen to what he had to say.
South Africans are amongst the heaviest drinkers in the entire world. South Africa is reportedly ranked 6th in the world in terms of the average amount of alcohol consumed per drinker per day. This is according to the World Health Organization's Global Status Report on Alcohol and Health. According to this report, South African drinkers consume on average 6 alcoholic drinks every single day. That is insane. The most popular alcoholic drink in South Africa at the moment is currently 4th Street Wine, followed by Savannah Dry at number 2 and Black Label at 3rd. This is a full list of the most popular alcohol brands in the country. So do you think this is an accurate report that South Africa is the 6th heaviest drinking country in the entire world?
So yeah, man, there you have it. And so just to get back to your comments, when I posted on Facebook just a couple of days ago, Tabo Kapane says South Africa has a scarcity of water. Only beer can save us.
You know what? We need humor. But damn, bro.
God damn. Yo, it's crazy.
He echoes the sound of the SAB, South Africa Breweries. That's Castle, Carling, Black Label, Hansa, Corona, Budweiser, and SA. Black Label specifically in the townships. Distill. They have Heineken. Then there's Heineken South Africa, Edward Snell and Company. On the retail side, it's ShopRite, Checkers, Pick and Pay, Ultra Liquors, Norman, Goodfellows. Now, let's talk about the rich guys that are getting rich off of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Jorge Paulo Leman, Brazilian billionaire worth $25 billion. The architect of AB and Bev Empire. Heineken now owns Distill, so they bought them out. Charlene de Calvajo, Heineken. She's a Dutch heiress, $17 billion in equity. On the South African side, you have Remgro, Johan Rupert, $11 billion. Christo Weiss, ShopRite Empire includes massive liquor retail, net worth and fluctuates, but still in billions. Here's the story. Don't take this the wrong or right way, people. This is the facts. European, historically white South Africans, or foreign multinational shareholders. Not one black South African in there. Not one black South African manufacturing operation. These are the same families that were at the fundamentals of the dope system.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not here to say that to make it a race thing. I think that people have tried to graduate and grow from a past of trouble. But it's difficult to say to a person who's a billionaire selling keys to stop selling keys.
Sure.
They're going to sell keys because that's all they know. And it works. So if it's not broken, why try to fix it? It takes a special kind of embrace and recognition to understand the impact of what it is that you've done. Unfortunately, sometimes people aren't able to make that move. Now, I looked at something else that would be beneficial to the community and to the people.
Yeah.
Because we know apartheid is where alcohol started to thrive. In America, it's a time of prohibition and bootlegging and moonshining. And then you had the same dope system in the Native American community, which pillaged the whole tribal families and councils, literally, to where they call it firewater. And now, mostly when you go on the reservation, my grandfather grew up on the reservation, the men are often drunk and unable to function in society within the tribe or outside of the tribal society. So you look at the impact of alcohol itself. Alcohol without responsibility, without the ability to handle it, and safety measures in place, number one, it's a profit markup for the people who make it.
Yeah.
Number two, it is literally keeping you addicted on the juice. You're on the juice.
That's why they call it a spirit.
And it's definitely a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a spirit.
That's why
so
you
gotta
get
be careful. Yeah, be careful when you channel in spirits.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just drink you can't drink every bottle. You can't drink with people. You have to be disciplined. You can't overdrink. You have to know your limits, know yourself, which is on the individual, you know. But when you're going through things, you just, damn, man, I just lost a loved one. And I will say this from personal testimony. I got drunk a few times in college. Like the first time I drank alcohol called Everclear. I joined the United States Army. I was in school, and we had a weekend party. I drank like 4 shots of Everclear. It's 200 proof. I was done. I was the guy on the fence.
Yeah.
Clothes off. So that was the first experience with that drunkenness.
Yeah.
I can't say that I didn't like it. I can't say that I did. I didn't like being sick. But damn, got to drink it another weekend again. Milwaukee's best brews. So something in that, because my dad used to drink, and he would drink to deal with the Vietnam War history. So I saw the addiction side, but not knowing without knowledge that that's what the hell was going on. Transfer of spirits, trauma bonding. So now I get older, I always drink. Sometimes I'll get, we getting effed up tonight. Hell, we're going to get thrown in the game, whatever.
Yeah.
Have a good time, kick it, chase the ladies, whatever, all bullshit. Straight bullshit. Addictive behavior. So the night my mother passed, she died in my hands. I went straight to the bar, Cleveland Heights, Gibbs. They gave me a 5th of Jack. Whiskey. Number 7. I swallowed it like Kool-Aid. Give me another one.
God damn, why you down that thing, bro?
I didn't even feel it. My buddy Steve, who was the bartender, was like, nah, let him have it. Got me another 5th. I smashed it. Passed out on the floor. It helped me get through.
That time.
But it
that
put me into a time of hell where I had to go through a spiritual healing to get past the spirits that came from the drunkenness.
That's so crazy.
And that's what happens when you overdrink, man. You invite something beyond, and everybody that drinks, we need to be real with it. Like, hey, you do too much, you know what's coming.
We've had this conversation, and every time I've had this conversation with people, and I said, look, I always say to them, I enjoy my alcohol.
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't do it, and I'm not saying that I'm judging you for doing it. I'm just saying that how has it become such a god in our community as black people, especially when we have so many social ills that we deal with on a daily basis. I mean, every day you hear of how many times women get raped,
beat,
that we are a rape capital of the world.
My goodness, man.
That, we have a GBV pandemic. I mean, these things are not like light stuff.
No.
I mean, we are number 1 when it comes to GBV in the world.
Yeah. And I can guarantee you that behind that is a bottle of, alcohol from one of these brands.
Absolutely.
Which I'm not blaming the brand because, you can make it, you can put it out. People have to know what they can or cannot handle. It needs to be education on a day-to-day, just like we, learn how to put on shoes. If you're going to drink, if you're going to be involved with outside of marital affairs, you need to understand self-protection. Don't take. So we have to teach how to overcome the misteaching and the animal behavior, you see?
Absolutely, man. So scary. Now, here's a twist, is that there's a clip I want to play for you. It's actually a female, and this coming from a woman. And she, there used to be this sticker they used to put in the taxis. It says, back in the day, what? I can't remember what it said, but it ends up saying, today our girls drink like our fathers, or something ridiculous like that.
Sure.
And let me play this clip for you because I've never seen so many women drink, bro. I don't know.
They drink worse than guys, bro.
I'm not judging women, but I have seen so many women get wasted, and also because I've got friends who got Ubers and Uber drivers and Bolt drivers, they tell me, they're like, Sipo, the more beautiful these women are, the more problems they have with handling alcohol, because they're picking up these women left, right, and center, dropping them off there. Some of these girls are in a state. Yeah. They don't even know how they got into the car to begin with. And this guy is like, Minang Puma AKZ10. I have never seen so many women drink.
Yeah.
like in Joburg.
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's a tough conversation, and of course, we want to hear from you. Tell us what you think about this conversation. Let's take a listen to one of the queens, man, Penny Libiane. This is what she had to say.
We talk about, I can talk about when South African women started being targeted to be consumers and sellers of alcohol. We never used to be selling alcohol and influencers for alcohol and buying expensive alcohol.
Fully targeted right now.
We were fully targeted for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Now now we're the highest leading drinkers as females. And we come from a history where our grandmothers toit so that they must remove beer halls next to the station because our grandfathers would get off the station, buy alcohol instead of taking the money at home. So they already had dealt with a black man.
Sure.
So the next target was who was fighting to keep the family together? It was us. So now we're the ones who got it, and it started happening here in Sentin. I remember talking to Edna from the police. I'd say, Penny, we're now arresting women coming from fancy restaurants here in Sentin, but Bahama Range Rover. And I started watching the trajectory happen. We went into 2010s. So we start from drinking just cider here, drinking. Now we are ordering champagne, whiskey,
hard liquor.
And now, before you know it, now we are the influencers of it. So it's done. So now our little girls want mocktails. At
0%.
No, we're throwing mocktail parties for our children. We're already introducing the concept of the glamour of there. And now it's being done by us, the mothers.
All right, man. Very interesting conversations here in the studio as well. And of course, you heard it for yourself. And I mean, we're not passing any judgment on anyone. By all means, do whatever you want. But now, here's the thing. We also have to talk about what pandemics are we creating ourselves? Sure. What problems are we creating ourselves? I mean, social problems that we are making even worse in our own communities, especially if we have children. I mean, our kids grow up seeing all of us just getting wasted in front of them. And you see kids as young as 12, 11 now holding bottles. There was an outroar about a couple of months ago where these kids were seen to be drinking alcohol. Yeah. And the whole country went crazy. But then I was like, okay, let me see the mom.
Yeah, let me see the dad.
Let me see the dad.
They're right
and
there.
Then I'm like, what do you expect?
It's family time, man.
Yeah, it's like you're going to get wasted in front of your kids. So, I mean, okay, I've done it too. So I remember the last time I got wasted. So I remember, okay, there have been a few times because,
it's life.
It's life. So this one time, I'll talk about it publicly. I know my kids will watch this. My kids always say, but Dad, why you have to say these things?
It's good that you can be real, because they need to know how to overcome, eh?
They're like, yo, man, please don't tell our stories no more. So this one time, we went out to a friend's place, me and the fam. The guys, when I got there, they were happy to see me. They haven't seen me in a long time. Sipo! Colored guys. You know how colored guys can be. So anyway, I become colored when I'm with them. So, I just adapt. And then, we got wasted. So I couldn't drive home. So my wife had to drive. And she had never driven my car at the time. She struggled. And I had to reverse it. And I couldn't even reverse. I had to get this one friend to reverse it, get it out. And my kids were watching me, and I'm singing there at the back. I'm making jokes. I'm upsetting their mom. I'm just like, and the kids were like, okay. So now they always say, when is drunk dad going to come? They're like, drunk dad is fun, Dad.
See, there's the problem. Drunk creates fun. And that's fun is like, I don't care about shit.
Yeah.
I can do anything. Eh? Mm-hmm. And then you see people jump off the building.
Yeah.
Because no one's there to protect them from being naked and uncovered in the world without their spiritual and countenance in protective mode.
And you know, I agree with you, bro. Because, you know, I mean, think of all the stupid things people have made when they were drunk. They were like, when you were sober, you would never make those same mistakes.
No.
You'll be like, I'm not going to blow all this money on all these chicks I see here.
No.
Or do something really crazy because you're sober. But the moment you get drunk, you're like, I will see, it will be tomorrow's problem.
The real you comes out. The one that you don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, crazy, man. Juliet Kakana jumped on this conversation. Thank you very much, Juliet. She says, this is very true, but people aren't ready for this kind of truth. Sipati says 100%. Lechai Moachi says, yesterday my colleague was glorifying how he sniffed coke for the first time and how nice it was. We are just a lost generation.
Damn, they got another one.
Crazy. And then Sedi Mukhorosi says, I'm 73 days sober, no more heartburn, inflammation has gone, and I'm actually losing weight and I'm looking better. Will drink when I celebrate one glass. Alcohol, waste money, man. And interestingly, they were asking, I saw a guy who was asking women to say these very slay queens, and they were asking them, so what's your favorite alcohol? What's your And then they would say, Moe, or they would name all these expensive alcohol. And then the guy says, how much are the bottles? And the ladies are like, don't ask me that. And clearly because they don't buy the alcohol. The men have to buy the alcohol, especially at these groove places. So very interesting indeed. And of course, we are chatting about this, and we are looking for your comments. And your comments come through from Veronica. It says, this thing is we don't really buy to drink at all. We include the ancestors. And I think we are giving them too much. We care too much about our ancestors.
That's great. See, people don't realize their ancestors are real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romeo says, taverns are like spaza shops in Kasi, almost every corner. And then Silo Silesho says, I think now they must attach cabbage to each alcohol we buy so that we can be covered the whole of January.
Damn. Cabbage.
God damn. That's crazy.
What? That's hilarious, man. What?
Yeah. Kamogelo says, we aren't drinking your monies though. So it's their marriage. We can't tell them anything.
True.
True. And then so the Majestic says, if you look at the data for countries with heavy alcohol consumption, South Africa is not even in the top 50. You make it look like we are heavy drinkers who spend a lot on alcohol, but in reality we are not. I don't know where he gets his stats from. I mean, you heard there that we are top 5.
He's got his own world. See, this guy he's dangerous. He can put false information out.
I'm telling you, man. So there you have it, South Africans. And of course, just one more. Hunt says, imagine the tax on that. 15% on 1 billion per day equals to 150 million rand a day. So who are the biggest beneficiaries, or part of the biggest beneficiaries here is the government.
Yeah, it's syntax, which is wrapped into the dope system.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I said dope.
Yeah.
I was a pun on words.
Not the
dope.
Yeah.
The same.
Dope is dope.
Yes.
I see you. I'll pick up what you're putting down, brother. All right. Colin says, goes to show we are capable of fixing South Africa. We have the capacity. We can build our own petrol stations, our dams, our rivers, our lakes, our streets. In fact, every township and every community can build its own dams, build its own roads, and fix whatever social problems they have, because there is money there. Simple maths example, if 5 million people spend an average of 200 in one day, that 5 million times 200 is 1 billion. And that's actually conservative for New Year's Day. So it's crazy, man. That's how much people are spending on alcohol. Can you believe it, brother?
Yeah, I can, because, I spent countless amounts of money and wasted on alcohol without discipline in the past. And I've learned now how to manage myself. So if I do drink, I don't drink unresponsibly as an adult. And I know my limits, so I don't put myself in positions where I can tear my clothes off and do crazy things.
Yeah. No, definitely, brother. All right, Maji, we're about to come to the end of our conversations today, and of course with 2 minutes to go. So I know that we'll be back again next week sometime. And of course, when we come back next week, the rest of the team will be here to join us. And we look forward to seeing the boys. And of course, I'm talking about Rabbie. Well, Rabbie's not going to be here, but we're talking here Brinsley, as well as Malcolm, as well as our boy there, Tseho, who will join us next week. So
Awesome.
With that said, thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you very much for those of you who commented on my Facebook page. We really appreciate you. And please do make sure that you take care of yourself, and make sure that you take care of those that you love around you. So This is how we say goodbye. And plans for this week, my brother, quickly before we wrap it up.
Just staying with my hands on the plow, working on the business side of things.
Yeah.
Got to get them done.
Got to get them done. All right, so I look forward to a very interesting week ahead. I'm about to be a father of a 20-year-old. My eldest is 23 now. Wow. My second one is about to hit 20. I can't believe it, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the demands these kids have, man. They're like, yo, man, I'm about to turn 20, right?
They never stop being kids.
Yeah, they're
man.
like, you know what we need, right? So, yeah, we look forward to that. So, happy birthday to my big girl, Ashley. She's about to be 20 on the 16th of March. And she's a big girl. I can't believe it. She made an outfit for herself yesterday.
That's awesome.
This girl is unbelievable, bro. She's saving me money. She's making her own clothes.
I love it.
She made something so cool.
You made beer, so she gets it from the house.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we make beer and all sorts of stuff. All right, my brother, thank you very much for a wonderful conversation.
Absolutely.
And of course, it was a deep conversation.
Thank you.
And that's how we need to be as a gentleman's club, to talk about, the uncomfortable truths, things that are not easy to talk about. We'll do it right here on the Gentleman's Club. So with all that said, we are back again next week. Take care of yourself. May God be with you. Goodbye.